Hi everybody, hope you're doing okay. Today we're going to jump straight in to talk about how to master different types of LinkedIn content. Now we were originally going to talk about 10 different types of LinkedIn posts that you can use to not only help stand out on the LinkedIn feed, but also increase your LinkedIn reach. We're actually going to talk about 12 different types. But it's so important that you vary your post and content on LinkedIn for lots of different reasons. It can get really bland just looking at the same type of content, and quite often in a feed where there's millions of different types of LinkedIn posts, if you continue to do the same type of style, for example, slideshow or text only, it's easy for even your existing connections not to be able to spot you. And that's why I highly recommend switching up your content to help keep your existing connections interested, to engage new followers, but also to help work the LinkedIn algorithm so that you always get the best LinkedIn views every single time. So I'm just going to jump in and share my screen with you, and we'll talk through some of the 12 different types of content that you can use. So let's jump in now to the 10 or 11 types of content. So first of all, let's look at the LinkedIn article. So LinkedIn article was one of the original features. It was typically like your website blog, an article. The great thing about it was actually ranked on Google. So it was a really great way to get your name out there for minimum advertising spend. The LinkedIn article at the moment seems to be a little bit dead. I'm not saying never do it, but I'll just quickly also show you how it looks. So again, if you go to your activity, articles typically would stay on your post all the time, but it's actually quite difficult to find them. And to be honest, I haven't done one since 2019. So at the moment, I would invest lots of time doing articles. I think if you're going to do articles and blogs on your website and use that content to create LinkedIn posts, that's my thought process, but certainly try them for yourself. The next piece of content that I'm going to talk about today is the text-only post. So the text-only post is probably one of the original type of posts that people started doing on LinkedIn. And it was one of the reasons why a lot of people really took to LinkedIn, kind of the introvert social media platform, great for copywriters, great for storytelling, and it's still really good today. They've kind of gone up and down in terms of the number of views you get, but for text-only posts, it's really good still to use today to, you know, as I said, people love to hear stories. And in terms of doing the post itself, for each post, you would always do a headline. I would do about 3 or 4 line spaces, body of the story, 4 hashtags. And again, hashtags to be relevant to the people that you're talking to, not of what you're doing. So again, for example, if you are an accountant and you want to target construction, don't use hashtag construction, don't use hashtag accountant, use hashtag construction, and try and ask a question. Questions are important to help get people to answer. So again, the body for most posts, headline, body of the story, question, 4 hashtags, and this is a text only, so it would only have text only. Text only typically can be a little bit longer, but again, really good for using to talk about maybe a story from university, a story from when you were a customer, any kind of stories. And let's face it, we all grew up listening to stories, so we all love them. So let's jump into number 3, which is slideshow posts, one of my favorites. And again, being a visual person, you can really go to town on these. So again, I'm just going to jump back into LinkedIn. So slideshow posts, first of all, are really good to build credibility, I believe, really good to showcase your skill set, showcase your products, showcase your expertise. And the more tips and hints I give to people about how to use LinkedIn and how to be successful, the more people I get coming to want to work with me. So just saying, don't be scared to give out your tips, because again, if you're doing small nuggets of information every single day, I'm not saying people can follow you every day and implement every single one, but realistically, people just don't. So slideshow posts called document posts, and just go to a couple I've done, show you Now, Slideshow Post, this is one I did. What you see is what you get. And again, also great for showcasing results, which I believe are really good for building credibility as well, because people want to see what you bring. So I often talk about some of the results. This same post now on 850,000, believe it or not, from 2 weeks ago. And again, you want people swiping through. So again, this is a great one. I think I've got a couple of new customers. Swipey right. Anything that can swipe on it is really good. And at the end of it, typically I would do a call to action, booking a call. So, and again, headline, as I said, body of text, question, 4 hashtags. Always good to practice what you teach. But these I would right now are working really well. So text only, and the scale of 1 to 10, I would say about 6 or 7. I would say the same. Slideshows for me are working about 8 out of 10. So really good. But great for showcasing tips and hints. Highly recommend rolling out 1 per week. And again, you could do 1 text, 1 slideshow. That would be 2 great ones. Photographs. I don't have a mobile phone in my hand, but photographs are such an easy way to create content on the go. When you're out and about, memories, anything like that, you've got loads of photos. Photos give a little bit more insight into you. And up until recently, I would have said they're not done amazingly on LinkedIn, but that seems to have changed. Photographs on LinkedIn are doing really well. You can either upload 1 or upload multiple, just like Facebook or Instagram, etc. But really, people buy from people. So if you want to give people more a little insight into your life, you can take a picture of your dog, take a picture of so many things, or what's on your reel. You could never be short of ultimately content when you've got your mobile phone. On Monday, for example, Tuesday, I was on the tube and I was thinking, I haven't done a LinkedIn post this morning. I'm going to post. And I did a post about being on my way to the passport office. I took a picture on the tube and it's got 10,000 views, which, isn't the highest views, but they're working really well. And it's really easy to do a photograph post. Just go to image and again, headline, body of the story, hashtags, upload the image, and Bob's your uncle. And again, from your mobile phone, it's so easy, it takes seconds, no excuses. And again, I think if you did 3 posts only, a photograph, a slideshow, a text only, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Is it not? Get rid of that. So number 4, a GIF. Now, I love GIFs. I nearly at one point put my name in GIF Gal. And I did lots of GIFs for you and I did lots of freebies. So last year I rolled out probably a GIF every other day on LinkedIn as posts because they were doing really well for views. But they did go down and then they've gone up slightly. They're not doing as well as Slideshow posts, but I think it's a great way to have some fun and showcase a little bit of fun in you. Now, in my next training session, I am going to be doing some Canva training on how to create GIFs, Slideshow posts, templates, videos, and a couple other things. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to use a GIF on Google. So again, not going to talk about the copyright. I'm not a huge fan of using Giphies, etc., but lots of people do them. And again, it can tap into your sense of humor, which can again make people buy into you. So again, we've done the headline, we've done the body of the story, we've done the hashtags. We're going to upload a GIF. But first of all, we've done Google, we've searched for a GIF. I love Killing Eve. And I did a GIF actually a couple of weeks ago with boring. So to save this and upload it, all you do is right click it, save image as, save it as a GIF image. And next we will also show you, because if you use Instagram's great with boomerangs, etc. You can use that as a GIF if it downloads as a video. I will show you next week how to convert it, or my next session, how to convert a video to a GIF. So you can use create your own personal GIFs and own branded GIFs, which work really better, I think, because again, it's showcasing you. So to add a GIF, it's an image so you go to add a photo and then you choose the GIF. And there we go. Not going to post this for obvious reasons. Lovely jubbly, but I do love a GIF. And I think just again, to break up the monotony of constantly talking about work, it's great to showcase your personality. On the other hand, I think some people just do personality, never talk about their work. I think a good balance will work really well. So let's score that out and go on to, what number are we on? We're on to number 6, bingo collar. So number 6, text and link, as I call it. So LinkedIn, it used to be a big no-no, as I said many times myself, to do a LinkedIn post with an external link to your website, etc. But that seems to have changed, believe it or not. So now, I think a great style of post to do, and one I would roll out if you were doing 5 or 6 posts a week, would be tapping into an online piece of news that's, very topical. For example, I don't even know, but for example, I mean, everybody's talking about the Queen's Jubilee just now. The ideal scenario is to do something that's topical, but also links into what you do. So, for example, there was an article today about the Queen's not going to the garden party. If it was me, I talk about visibility. I could then go to a link that's find. Oh, here's one I prepared earlier. So this is a Metro, so it could be Metro News, TV. So I could go here, I'm going to copy and paste the link. Put it to the end, so I've already done the post. Now, the beauty of this is it creates a lovely image already, breaking news. And I could take the headline or change it because, again, copyright, but let's just, for the purpose of this quick training session, I'm going to use this lovely headline. As my headline. I'm going to write a little bit, blah, 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 about how important it is for visibility in today's day and age, and hence why is it important that the Queen shows up. I think it's important you show up constantly on LinkedIn, blah, 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 blah. So that's how I'd link that in. But using these type of posts, I've seen people getting, 20, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 views of recent. And I think if it is something to do with what you do in work and you give your opinion rather than just writing about it. So if I was a royal correspondent, which I'm not, I could talk about what my opinion was, and that really showcases in terms of your peers, can showcase you as a thought leader. So again, it's something to keep in mind as a different style of post. And again, that could be even out to a blog on your website. But again, probably not, it's not as topical as something in the news. So I think something in the news is probably going to get more views, but again, you could try links out to your website and potentially see how that works. It is trial and error. The 7th type is a poll. Now, about a year ago, I think, in fact, about 2 years ago, I think LinkedIn re-rolled out the poll feature. Now, about 15 years ago, polls were a feature of LinkedIn, but then they got rid of them and they brought them back. And then about 6 months ago, every man, dog and biscuit were doing a LinkedIn poll, and the feed just was crazy full of polls. And not surprising, LinkedIn downgraded them, and what that means is they will show less polls in the feed. So, but they still have a really good place on LinkedIn, I believe, and they're really good to engage with your customers. If you've got lots of customers, people that you work with on LinkedIn, great to get them talking. It's great for feedback. It's also good to engage with different people, because I find, because polls are so simple, a lot of people who would typically not engage would maybe engage with you. So easy to do a poll. Again, if you can make it relevant to what's in the news, what you're doing. So how are you? Let's just do this. Keep it simple, but I wouldn't do this today. Really? That good? Bad. Oops, add an option. Ugly. You can add up to 4, by the way. And quite often I would say on the 4th one, I'd say, give me more details in the comment. You can put the poll duration, done. Still, I would have a headline. I would have a little bit of text to give more information. Again, make it relevant to what you do, talk about why you're asking it, a question. And the beauty of this is so easy for people to click this, good, bad, or ugly. And, I find a lot of different people engage on poll posts. And they're really good for lead generation, because when you actually do a poll, you get to see, now obviously nobody's responded on this, but if 100 people had responded, I could click to view results. I could see who's responded good. I could message them and say, oh, wow, if I'm connected to them, I could message them and say, thanks for responding to the poll. Really interested in your opinion, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, that's why if it's about business, it helps. If I'm not connected to them, I could say, loved your answer on my poll. I'd love to connect to you and build connections that way. but really good for lead generation if you take the time to follow up on people that have responded and try and nurture the relationship from there. That is polls. And again, I don't think they've got a great place, but you know, roll them out once a month, no harm done. Live video. So live video to me is, for example, on your phone, a quick message talking about something you're going to be doing today out with a customer, an introduction, 30 to 60-second video. You can either be pre-recorded or live on LinkedIn. You upload it quite simply. Get rid of this poll. You upload it quite simply under the video tab. And again, if it was on your mobile phone, there's a button that you can pre-record it and edit it and send it. And these are really, really good for, you know, showcasing who you are, let people see the real you. And I'm not great on doing videos, I must say, on my LinkedIn. It's always one of these things I keep saying doing. It's just normally I post first thing in the morning and my hair is always an absolute mess, but no excuses. I do video quite often on Instagram for some reason. A couple hours later, I don't care as much. Big massive wasp is above me. But you know, video is great. So again, if you're mixing up a slideshow, a text only, talk about your background, tips and hints from a slideshow, a photograph of your life, and then a video just talking more about what you're doing, really helps give a lot of insight into you, which helps attract the right people, and of course, potentially start conversations, which often lead to business. So number 9, we're moving on to the one-page PDF, kind of like the slideshow, but not. So the one-page PDF, I'm just going to go to my LinkedIn. And this, for example, is a one-page PDF. This was just a quote I got from Google, and I saved it as a PDF. Similar again. I actually had a link on this as well, so similar. And these, I mean, this one didn't do that well, to be honest. I don't know what the views are on this, but I've seen for myself and some clients ridiculous amounts of views. I mean, one last week was on 850,000 views. Again, just something topical, something uplifting, something motivating. It could also be a one-page picture of yourself, one-page quote, but really a one-page PDF, it can be just a different format to give some tips, keep it short and sweet, and you know, a short message to keep your visibility. But it's something to use, and I've found them working really well, so keep that in mind in terms of the views. The 10th one is a Canva type image. What I mean by a Canva type image is, let's just go to home. So I use Canva all the time. It's not the only tool I use for creating content, but it's just so easy. So this is my home page, but let's go to templates. A Canva type image is kind of like a template. And I see a lot of people using these on social media, and they pretty much take them as they are and they don't change them. For example, this. There is a key button here for a reason, customize the template. So many people I see pretty much just taking it as it is, not really customizing it, and then downloading it as an image. So downloading it as an image would be, I don't know what Virgo is because I'm a Virgo. Downloaded as an image would be PNG file. And to me, to be honest, I hardly ever use these on LinkedIn. I do use them for an event banner. If you've got a webinar, they're a bit more corporate and dull, but you know, they have got their place, and I certainly think about it. But next week I will be showing you how to create your own bespoke images that are branded with your colors, your logo, and your fonts. So tune in for that. The last one, it's the 11th one, even though I said it's 10, it's a bonus one, is the YouTube video. So this is great if you've got a YouTube channel, or also if you know, just like any videos. It could be a fun video, it could be an industry video that you want to comment on. It's pretty much similar to the link, text and link one. So this is a video from my channel. Now, if you've got a YouTube channel, it's great because it's such an easy, quick post to do, number one, but also it can help build your YouTube channel as well. So basically, again, you're going to go headline. I think I'd be able to spell that by now. Body of post, which is text. Hashtags. Very good typer. Oh my goodness, question. here I'm going to add the link to the YouTube video. And beautifully, again, if you've got a great thumbnail on your video, it can give that little thumbnail. So a simple post. And again, if you've already recorded content like I'm doing right now, you can utilize it on LinkedIn. And again, it's just really making the best use of your time and taking less time to create impactful content. There you go, there's the phrase for you. So this is something I've been using more. And these, again, used to not work so well, but they're actually working better. So again, they're not going to give you probably 100,000 views, but if, for example, you could put up funny videos, you could put up work ones, so depending on how good the content is, of course, and the hashtags is going to impact your views. But that there and then I have showed you 11 different types of content that you can use. I'll just summarize them. The article, which is a bit outdated. Text only, still very much got its place. Slideshow, I love them, good for tips and hints. Photo, great for just getting putting out a quick post to talk about what you're doing. GIF, show a bit of your fun side, have some fun. Text and link, you know, talk about something that's current and relevant, get your views up. Polls, now and again, if relevant. Live video, absolutely. If you've got the front and you're happy to do it, go for it. Just don't do it every day. And one-page PDF is kind of working the algorithm, taking an image, taking a quote and putting it into PDF, just again to get a different format. Image, not really. And YouTube videos, if you've got them, flaunt them. That's what I say. So pretty much that's it. Next week, as I said, I'm going to be showing you how to create bespoke content in Canva. But if you have enjoyed this video, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and you will get kept up to date. And if you want more information about the Breakfast Club, we do lots of training, lots of networking sessions, and really a great bunch of people who are all focused on getting more business on LinkedIn. Connect to me on LinkedIn and or go to www.linkedinbreakfastclub.co.uk and you can find out more. Have a great day. Thank you.